Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After the inevitable breakup with Drew, does Willow need a new boyfriend to start over? According to General Hospital spoilers, Willow Corinthos' turbulent love life has us wondering if she needs a new boyfriend. After her inevitable separation with Drew Quartermain, should Willow have a new start? Despite Willow's intense love for Drew, we all know that their relationship will end. Since Willow is holding back and Drew is so ready to move forward with her, the cracks are beginning to show. She rejected Drew's offer to transfer Willow and the children into his new home. Although Drew says he can be patient, there's a chance he might keep exerting more pressure than Willow would prefer. It's also crucial to remember that Drew hasn't yet told Willow about his sexy hookups with Nina Reeves. When Willow discovers that Drew isn't the wonderful man she believed him to be, the show is preparing her for a devastating blow. Sleazy Willow will be devastated and incensed when the truth is revealed because Drew is keeping something very important from her. Nevertheless, Willow's affair caused harm to Michael Corinthos, and she is not entirely incorrect about the issues that beset their marriage. Perhaps Michael and Willow's reunion isn't the best course of action, because deceit was a major problem in their relationship as well. Michael is still not the ideal man for Willow, even if he returns after recuperating in Germany. The possibility exists that Michael and Sasha Gilmore Corbin could reconcile, leaving Willow unmarried. Willow may be able to get back together with Harrison Chase, but some fans are hoping that Chase and Brooklyn Quartermain can withstand the impending Giovanni Gio Palmieri storms. Although Isaiah Gannon isn't committed to a relationship just yet, he is incredibly infatuated with Jordan Ashford, and doesn't seem like he would be particularly interested in Willow. The same is true with Cody Bell, who is obviously preparing for a romantic relationship with Molly Lansing Davis. It may be time for GH to cast Willow with a new beau, because she doesn't have many other romantic options on canvas. Since the Drew incident has made Willow's persona appear to be a self-centered train wreck, she may use a fresh start. Maybe Willow could go on with someone else instead of reuniting with an old romantic interest and making some of the same mistakes. Matching Willow with a handsome man who relocates to Port Charles and can provide a fresh start could be a smart decision. We'll keep you updated on Willow's potential next romantic partner, since our predictions indicate that she and Drew will end their romance. The most recent General Hospital spoilers for Monday, February 24th through Friday, February 28th are available on soaps.com. Carly is rocked by Joss's decision that changes her life. Jason is forced into a corner. Sunny is given a warning, and Dante delivers distressing news. Continue reading for that and more in Port Charles. Week of February 24th spoilers for General Hospital. Spoilers for Monday, February 24th, on General Hospital. Laura worries a lot about Port Charles's future. Will she feel less anxious after talking to Sunny? Joss may be a little shaken, which makes sense given that she just killed Cyrus. Trina confides in someone about how she feels about Kai. Jocelyn feels uneasy. Trina talks candidly about Kai. It appears like Dante will have to deliver some fairly unsettling news. What unannounced guest will soon arrive at Ava's house? Chad Duell provides a preview of his upcoming project after his Port Charles exit as Michael. Spoilers for Tuesday, February 25th, on General Hospital. Regardless of their past interactions, Drew can't help but find Nina annoying. From here, where do Brennan and Carly go? They will talk about precisely that today. Portia and Jordan find each other again. As the walls enclose him, Jason is undoubtedly feeling the strain. Will Alexis's request be fulfilled by the person to whom it is addressed? Spoilers for Wednesday, February 26th on General Hospital. Trina and Kai are growing closer, and romance is in the air. And kiss each other. Carly and Willow end up pleading with each other. Does Jocelyn's important choice relate to the discussion she had about her future with Jack? Chase's wife will be caught off guard by the proposal he is going to make. Tracy is after Drew, so he might want to keep an eye on himself. Does Curtis' recent request for a favor from his aunt play a part in Stella's surprise for him? Will he be able to use it to advance his campaign against Drew? Spoilers for Thursday, February 27th, on General Hospital. What or who has Lulu wary and raised her hackles? Having Stella there to confide in makes Trina happy. Sunny is going to get a warning from someone. Are Anna, Laura, And Jordan concerned that trouble may be coming to town because of this? And is Carly's tense sensation related to the predicament that is developing? Dante shows Chase that he is a good friend. Spoilers for Friday, February 28th, on General Hospital. It should come as no surprise that Ava and Christina are at odds. Sasha receives an apology. Will the sparks we've witnessed fly in the past reappear when Molly and Cody have an open conversation? Is there any chance Olivia and Carly will work together again? Perhaps if Carly finds Ned's wife's proposal appealing. Isaiah wants to ask Jordan some questions. After giving in to their passion, what will happen to Rick and Ava now? Ava Jerome and Rick Lansing have finally fallen in love after months of courtship. Almost immediately after Rick chose to represent Ava in a case where she was accused of purposefully shoving pregnant Christina Corinthos out of a window, the sparks began to fly. The moment has come for these two to transcend the boundaries of client and lawyer. Spoilers for General Hospital. Rick recognizes Ava for who she truly is and remains by her side. At first, Rick took on Ava's case to show his daughter that her baby's death was a terrible accident, rather than the consequence of Ava's unlawful actions. Ava was forthright about the terrible things she had done in the past along the road. Ava became honest and expressed regret for a number of things rather than acting like a better version of herself. Eventually, Rick came to the realization that Ava resembled him. Although the specifics may change, they both occupy a comparable location in Port Charles. Because of their previous choices, they are shunned everywhere they go and are secluded. Ava doesn't need to justify her actions for him to understand why she does them. Spoilers for General Hospital. Rick has improved Ava. Ava makes emotional decisions and lives in the now, whereas Rick considers the long term. Her desire to get custody of her daughter from Sonny Corinthos is intense. Moving out of a motel and into an apartment with a bedroom for Avery is one of the tangible things that Rick has helped her with. Additionally, he arrived just in time to save Ava from being charged with kidnapping, when she intended to take Avery to see her the new apartment following a somewhat unplanned encounter in the park. Ava was practically pulled away by Rick before she could hurt herself. Spoilers for General Hospital. Ava finally falls into Rick's arms. When they returned to Ava's new apartment, Rick informed her that he would handle her custody case pro bono, and that she had no other option than to let him handle it since he was her only chance to reclaim Avery. After a moment, Ava replied with a passionate kiss, which Rick was more than glad to return. It was wonderful to witness a sensible couple experience a genuine moment, because General Hospital has been lacking in romance lately. Maurice Bernard of General Hospital says Kelly Monaco has a lot on her plate. The update that everyone has been waiting for is now here. Naturally, we are referring to Kelly Monaco, a former General Hospital star. People have been curious about her activities for months, and it appears that we have some answers. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Maurice Bernard of General Hospital says Kelly Monaco has a lot on her plate. Kelly was abruptly sacked from the popular ABC soap opera late last summer, as many of our devoted readers are already aware. Even now, the show's producers have not commented on why she was fired in the manner that she was. Many people believe that Kelly would have secured another acting role by now, if that weren't enough. Unfortunately, though, she has not received any offers for primetime television, and is not featured on any other daytime shows. Maurice Bernard, her former co-star, did, however, provide a small hint as to her recent activities. Maurice has been asked by many fans if he would be open to having Kelly appear on his State of Mind YouTube series. Continually requesting Kelly Monaco to be on at State of Mind, Maurice wrote. When they're ready, I've asked folks to accomplish things. I'm not a pushy person. She probably has a lot more important things on her plate. What exactly does that mean, then? Kelly obviously has a lot going on in her life at the moment, and isn't prepared to discuss certain sensitive subjects that she would probably bring up with Maurice on camera. Considering that Kelly is also a somewhat private person, nobody should be surprised by it. General Hospital news. Kelly Monaco's future plans? Kelly has not yet commented on the situation herself. However, it is still unclear if she will indeed appear on Maurice's show. We shall certainly keep our fingers crossed until then. Does Willow need a brand new boyfriend fresh start after inevitable Drew breakup? The world of television dramas thrives on the complexities of relationships, and few things captivate audiences more than the tumultuous ups and downs of romantic entanglements. Willow, a character who has become a fan favorite, finds herself at a crossroads in her relationship with Drew. Their love story, once filled with passion and promise, now seems to be teetering on the edge of collapse. The inevitable breakup looms large, leaving fans to wonder, does Willow need a brand new boyfriend for a fresh start after the inevitable Drew breakup? This question opens up a broader discussion about love, self-discovery, and the importance of new beginnings in the journey of personal growth. The rise and fall of Willow and Drew's relationship. To understand whether Willow needs a new romantic partner, it's essential to examine the trajectory of her relationship with Drew. Their love story began with undeniable chemistry, a connection that seemed to defy the odds. Drew, with his charm and charisma, quickly won Willow's heart, and their relationship became a cornerstone of the show's narrative. However, as time passed, cracks began to appear in their seemingly perfect partnership. Miscommunication, trust issues, and external pressures began to erode the foundation of their relationship. Drew's inability to fully commit and Willow's growing frustration with his emotional unavailability created a rift that seemed impossible to bridge. The once strong bond between them began to fray, leaving fans to speculate about the inevitability of their breakup. As the relationship deteriorated, it became clear that Willow and Drew were heading toward an emotional impasse. The case for a fresh start. The end of a significant relationship often leaves individuals at a crossroads, and Willow is no exception. A breakup with Drew would undoubtedly be emotionally challenging, but it could also serve as an opportunity for Willow to rediscover herself and embark on a new chapter in her life. A fresh start, symbolized by a brand new boyfriend, could be exactly what Willow needs to heal and grow. 1. Emotional healing and self-discovery. One of the most compelling arguments for Willow to find a new romantic partner is the opportunity for emotional healing and self-discovery. After a breakup, individuals often need time to reflect on their past relationship and understand what went wrong. For Willow, this period of introspection could be transformative. A new boyfriend could provide her with the support and companionship she needs to navigate this challenging time. A fresh relationship could also help Willow rediscover her sense of self. In many relationships, individuals can lose sight of their own needs and desires as they focus on their partner. A new boyfriend could encourage Willow to prioritize herself and explore new aspects of her personality. This journey of self-discovery could be empowering, allowing Willow to emerge from the breakup stronger and more self-assured. 2. Breaking free from toxic patterns. Willow and Drew's relationship was marked by recurring issues that neither of them could fully resolve. These toxic patterns, if left unaddressed, could continue to haunt Willow in future relationships. A new boyfriend could offer Willow the chance to break free from these patterns and establish healthier dynamics. A fresh start with someone new could provide Willow with a clean slate, allowing her to approach love with a renewed perspective. By learning from her past mistakes and applying those lessons to a new relationship, Willow could create a more fulfilling and sustainable partnership. This growth would not only benefit her romantic life, but also contribute to her overall well-being. 3. Exploring new possibilities. One of the most exciting aspects of a new relationship is the opportunity to explore new possibilities. A brand new boyfriend could introduce Willow to new experiences, interests, and perspectives that she may not have encountered with Drew. This expansion of her horizons could be incredibly enriching, both personally and romantically. A fresh start could also reignite Willow's passion for life and love. After the emotional toll of a breakup, it's easy to become jaded or disillusioned with relationships. A new boyfriend could remind Willow of the joy and excitement that love can bring, helping her to approach future relationships with optimism and enthusiasm. The counterargument. Is a new boyfriend the answer? While the idea of a fresh start with a new boyfriend is appealing, it's important to consider whether this is truly the best path for Willow. Some fans may argue that jumping into a new relationship immediately after a breakup could be a mistake. Instead of rushing into another romance, Willow might benefit from taking time to focus on herself and her personal growth. 1. The importance of solitude. After a breakup, it's crucial for individuals to take time to process their emotions and reflect on their experiences. Rushing into a new relationship could prevent Willow from fully healing and understanding the lessons of her past relationship. Solitude can be a powerful tool for self-discovery, allowing Willow to reconnect with herself and gain clarity about what she truly wants in a partner. By taking a break from romantic relationships, Willow could focus on her own needs and aspirations. This period of independence could be incredibly empowering, helping her to build a stronger sense of self and prepare for a healthier relationship in the future. 2. Avoiding rebound relationships. One of the risks of entering a new relationship too soon after a breakup is the potential for a rebound. Rebound relationships are often driven by a desire to fill the emotional void left by the previous partner, rather than a genuine connection with the new person. If Willow were to start dating someone new immediately after her breakup with Drew, there's a chance that the relationship could be more about escaping her pain than building something meaningful. A rebound relationship could also prevent Willow from fully addressing the issues that led to her breakup with Drew. Without taking the time to reflect and heal, she may carry the same patterns and unresolved emotions into her new relationship, setting herself up for further heartbreak. 3. The value of platonic connections. While romantic relationships are often the focus of television dramas, platonic connections can be just as meaningful and fulfilling. Instead of seeking a new boyfriend, Willow could benefit from strengthening her friendships and support network. These relationships can provide the emotional support and companionship she needs without the added complexities of a romantic partnership. By investing in her friendships, Willow could create a strong foundation of love and support that would help her navigate the challenges of her breakup. These connections could also provide her with new perspectives and insights, helping her to grow and heal in ways that a new romantic relationship might not. The middle ground, a balanced approach. Ultimately, the question of whether Willow needs a brand new boyfriend after her breakup with Drew doesn't have a straightforward answer. Both sides of the argument present valid points, and the best path for Willow may lie somewhere in between. A balanced approach that prioritizes self-discovery and emotional healing, while remaining open to new romantic possibilities, could be the key to her happiness. 1. Taking time for herself. Before diving into a new relationship, Willow should take the time to focus on herself. This period of self-reflection could involve exploring new hobbies, pursuing personal goals, and reconnecting with her passions. By investing in her own growth, Willow could emerge from her breakup with a stronger sense of self and a clearer understanding of what she wants in a partner. This time alone doesn't have to mean complete isolation. Willow could lean on her friends and family for support, creating a network of love and encouragement that helps her through the healing process. By surrounding herself with positive influences, she could build the emotional resilience needed to navigate future relationships. 2. Remaining open to love. While taking time for herself is important, Willow shouldn't close herself off to the possibility of love. When the time is right, she could begin to explore new romantic connections with an open heart and mind. A new boyfriend could bring joy and excitement into her life, but it's crucial that she enters the relationship with a strong sense of self and a clear understanding of her needs. By approaching love with intention and self-awareness, Willow could create a relationship that is built on a solid foundation. This balanced approach would allow her to enjoy the benefits of a new romance while maintaining her independence and personal growth. Conclusion: a fresh start for Willow. The inevitable breakup between Willow and Drew marks the end of a significant chapter in her life, but it also opens the door to new possibilities. Whether or not Willow needs a brand new boyfriend for a fresh start depends on her individual journey and the lessons she takes from her past relationship. While a new romance could provide her with the support and companionship she needs, it's equally important for her to prioritize self-discovery and emotional healing. Ultimately, the best path for Willow is one that balances personal growth with an openness to love. By taking the time to reflect on her experiences and invest in her own well-being, she could emerge from her breakup stronger and more self-assured. When the time is right, a new boyfriend could be a wonderful addition to her life, but it's crucial that she approaches the relationship with a clear sense of self and a commitment to building something meaningful. In the end, Willow's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of new beginnings. Whether she finds love again or chooses to focus on herself, her story serves as a reminder that every ending is an opportunity for a fresh start. A web of deception. Dante, Jason, and Sunny's fateful day. The morning sun cast a golden glow over Port Charles, but the tranquility of the day was deceptive. Beneath the surface, tensions simmered, alliances were tested, and lives were about to change forever. Dante Falconeri, a dedicated detective with a strong moral compass, found himself at the center of a storm. Jason Morgan, the enigmatic enforcer with a complicated past, was being pushed to his limits. And Sonny Corinthos, the powerful mob boss with a heart of gold, was about to receive a warning that could alter the course of his empire. Their paths were about to collide in a way that would leave no one unscathed. Dante delivers upsetting news. Dante Falconeri sat in his office at the Port Charles Police Department, staring at the file in front of him. The contents of the folder were explosive, and he knew that what he was about to do would send shockwaves through the lives of those he cared about. He had spent weeks investigating a series of crimes linked to the Corinthos organization, and the evidence he had uncovered was damning. But what troubled him most was the personal connection. Sonny Corinthos, his father, was at the center of it all. Dante took a deep breath and picked up the phone. "Hey Lulu, it's me. I need you to come down to the station. There's something we need to talk about." Lulu Spencer, Dante's ex-wife and the mother of his child, arrived at the station within the hour. She could sense the gravity of the situation from the moment she walked into his office. "Dante, what's going on? You sounded really serious on the phone." Dante hesitated, his heart heavy with the weight of what he was about to reveal. "Lulu, I've been working on a case that involves Sonny. The evidence I've gathered, it's bad. Really bad. If this goes to trial, he could be looking at serious prison time." Lulu's eyes widened in shock. "What are you saying? Dante, he's your father. How can you do this to him?" "I'm a cop, Lulu," Dante replied, his voice firm but tinged with regret. "I took an oath to uphold the law, no matter who's involved. I can't turn a blind eye to what's happening." Shaken to the core, Carly had always prided herself on being strong, resilient, and unshakable. Life had thrown its fair share of curveballs at her, and she had weathered every storm with a steely determination that earned her both admiration and envy. But this was different. This wasn't just a storm. It was an earthquake, tearing apart the very foundation of everything she thought she knew. And at the center of it all was Joss, the person she loved most in the world, making a decision that would change both of their lives forever. It had started innocuously enough, as most life-altering moments do. Joss had been quieter than usual, more withdrawn. Carly had noticed, of course. She always noticed when something was off with Joss. But she had chalked it up to stress or fatigue. Joss had been juggling a lot lately: work, family obligations, and the ever-present pressure to live up to expectations. Carly had tried to be supportive, offering words of encouragement and the occasional shoulder to lean on. But nothing could have prepared her for the bombshell Joss dropped that fateful evening. They were sitting in their favorite cafe, the one with the cozy corner booth and the mismatched mugs that felt like home. Carly had been rambling about her day, laughing at some silly anecdote, when she noticed the look on Joss's face. It was a look she had never seen before. A mixture of resolve and sorrow, as though Joss were standing on the edge of a cliff, ready to jump. "Carly," Joss began, their voice trembling slightly, "there's something I need to tell you." Carly's laughter died in her throat. She reached across the table, her hand instinctively seeking Joss's. "What is it? You're scaring me." Joss took a deep breath, their eyes locking with Carly's. "I've decided to leave. Not just the city but everything. I'm going to start over somewhere new." The words hit Carly like a punch to the gut. She felt the air leave her lungs, her mind racing to make sense of what she had just heard. "What do you mean start over? What about us? What about your job, your family, your life here?" Joss looked down, their fingers tracing the rim of their mug. "I've thought about this a lot, Carly. More than you know. And I've realized that I can't keep living like this. Feel stuck. Like I'm just going through the motions, pretending to be someone I'm not. I need to find myself, and I can't do that here." Carly's heart was pounding now, her mind a whirlwind of confusion and fear. "But why can't you do that here? With me? I thought we were in this together." Joss's eyes filled with tears, and they reached for Carly's hand, squeezing it tightly. We are. But this isn't about you, Carly. It's about me. I need to figure out who I am, what I want. And I can't do that while I'm still tied to everything that's holding me back." Carly felt a lump rise in her throat, her own tears threatening to spill over. "So that's it? You're just going to leave? What am I supposed to do without you? Joss's voice was barely a whisper. You'll be okay, Carly. You're the strongest person I know. You don't need me to be happy. But I want you, Carly choked out, her voice breaking. I want you in my life. Isn't that enough? Joss shook their head, their tears finally falling. It's not about what's enough, Carly. It's about what's right. And right now, this is what I need to do. I hope someday you'll understand. The conversation had ended there, with Joss walking out of the cafe and leaving Carly sitting alone in the booth, her world crumbling around her. She had sat there for what felt like hours, staring at the empty space where Joss had been, trying to process what had just happened. But no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't make sense of it. How could Joss just leave? How could they throw away everything they had built together? In the days that followed, Carly felt like she was living in a fog. She went through the motions of her daily life, but her heart wasn't in it. She couldn't focus at work, couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stop replaying that conversation in her mind. She kept waiting for Joss to change their mind, to come back and say it was all a mistake. But they didn't. Instead, they started making plans to leave, packing up their apartment and saying their goodbyes. Carly felt like she was losing a part of herself with every passing day. Joss had been her rock, her confidant, her best friend. They had been through so much together, and Carly had always believed that nothing could tear them apart. But now, faced with the reality of Joss's decision, she felt more lost and alone than she ever had before. She tried to talk to Joss to understand why they were doing this, but every conversation ended the same way, with Joss insisting that this was something they needed to do for themselves, and Carly feeling more hurt and confused than ever. She couldn't understand how Joss could be so selfish, so willing to throw away everything they had for some vague idea of finding themselves. But as the days turned into weeks, Carly began to realize that it wasn't just about Joss. It was about her too. She had always defined herself in relation to Joss, always seen herself as part of a unit rather than an individual. And now, faced with the prospect of being alone, she didn't know who she was anymore. It was a terrifying realization, but it was also a wake-up call. Carly had spent so much of her life relying on Joss for stability and support that she had never stopped to think about what she wanted for herself. She had always been so focused on taking care of others that she had neglected her own needs, her own dreams. And so, as much as it hurt, Carly began to see Joss's decision in a new light. It wasn't just about Joss leaving. It was about Carly learning to stand on her own 2 feet. It was about her finding her own strength, her own identity, outside of her relationship with Joss. That didn't make it any easier, of course. The pain of losing Joss was still there, a constant ache in her chest that never seemed to go away. But slowly, gradually, Carly began to piece herself back together. She started therapy, working through her feelings of abandonment and insecurity. She reconnected with old friends, rediscovering parts of herself that she had forgotten existed. And she began to dream again, to imagine a future that was hers and hers alone. It wasn't a linear process. There were days when the grief felt overwhelming, when all she wanted to do was curl up in bed and cry. But there were also moments of clarity, of hope, when she could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And with each passing day, she grew a little stronger, a little more confident in her ability to navigate life without Joss. As for Joss, they had left the city as planned, embarking on a journey of self-discovery that took them to places Carly could only imagine. They kept in touch sporadically, sending postcards and the occasional text, but it wasn't the same. The distance between them was more than just physical, it was emotional too. Carly knew that their relationship would never be the same, and that was perhaps the hardest part of all. But she also knew that Joss's decision, as painful as it was, had been a necessary one. For both of them, Joss had needed to find themselves, and Carly had needed to find herself too. And in the end, maybe that was the silver lining. Maybe, just maybe, they would both come out of this stronger, wiser, and more whole than they had been before. Sonny receives a warning. At the same time, Sonny Corinthos was enjoying a rare moment of peace at his penthouse. He sat by the window, sipping a glass of bourbon as he watched the city below. But his tranquility was short-lived. The sound of his phone ringing shattered the silence, and he frowned as he saw the caller ID. It was an unknown number. "Sonny Corinthos," he answered, his voice calm but wary. "Mr. Corinthos, a distorted voice replied. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important. Sunny's eyes narrowed. Who is this? Let's just say I'm a friend, the voice said. A friend who's looking out for your best interests. You see, there's a storm coming, Mr. Corinthos, and if you're not careful, it's going to sweep you away. Sunny's grip tightened on the phone. What are you talking about? You've made a lot of enemies over the years, the voice continued. And now they're coming for you. But this isn't just about business. This is personal. You've got a target on your back. And if you don't watch your step, you're going to end up dead. Sunny's mind raced as he tried to make sense of the warning. He had plenty of enemies, but this felt different. Whoever was on the other end of the line knew something he didn't, and that made him uneasy. Who sent you? Sunny demanded. What do you want? The voice chuckled, a cold, menacing sound. I'm just the messenger, Mr. Corinthos. But heed my warning, your time is running out. Watch your back. The line went dead and Sunny stared at the phone, his heart pounding. He didn't know who had just threatened him, but he knew one thing for sure. He was in danger. And if he didn't act fast, it could mean the end of everything he had built. The collision of fates. As the day unfolded, the lives of Dante, Jason, and Sunny became increasingly intertwined. Dante's decision to pursue the case against Sunny put him at odds with his family, forcing him to choose between his duty and his loyalty. Jason's confrontation with Victor left him vulnerable, and Carly's urgent message hinted at a betrayal that could shatter his world. And Sunny's warning was a grim reminder that his empire was built on a foundation of blood and betrayal, and that foundation was beginning to crumble. By the time the sun set on Port Charles, the city was a powder keg, ready to explode. Dante, Jason, and Sunny were all backed into corners, each facing impossible choices. The bonds of family, loyalty, and love were being tested like never before, and the consequences of their actions would reverberate far beyond the city limits. As the night deepened, one thing became clear. No one would emerge unscathed. The storm was coming, and it was going to change everything.